Welcome back to the Basketball England YouTube channel. We're live from the University of Worcester Arena. We already had an action-packed day. We've had 3 games. In the morning, we saw the Manchester Mystics take the under-16s cup against Milton Keynes. It's been a long day, that's why I can't remember. Then we saw the Manchester Magic boys take the under-16s cup. Then finally, just then, we saw Endeavour Ipswich basketball take the under-18s women. Behind us now, warming up, we've got the Derby Trailblazers who will be playing CoLA Southwark Pride. We're in for a really good game, aren't we, Hannah?
We are, Isha. It's going to be a really fast game today. I'm expecting a lot of showtime plays and just a lot of hustle again from both teams, as we've seen all day.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really great day so far. Really good games that have gone on. But now, yeah, let's switch our focus to this one. So, Derby, CoLA, 2 teams, they've not necessarily faced each other in their league. What are we expecting from each team? First, let's look at CoLA.
I mean, CoLA want to run, you know. They're a transition team. They turn their defense right back into offense. They're looking for those quick points. They're really good at pushing the ball, and they're really good at exploiting any turnovers that Derby might provide today. So I think for them, you know, they will turn their defense into offense at any opportunity, and they apply really aggressive on-ball defense in order to create those turnovers and in order to create that transition play. So I think Derby are going to have to really try and be clean today, really take care of the ball and tighten up those passing lanes.
Yeah, definitely. Now let's look at CoLA. What are we expecting from them? How are they going to be playing?
Derby.
Apologies.
It's been a long day. It's a long day.
Yeah. Derby, yeah. How are Derby going to be?
You know, Derby, they really rely on their point scoring and their half-court point scoring. You know, they've got a lot of big players there who love to score, and we'll talk about one in particular in a minute. But, you know, they're really confident in the half-court. They move the ball well. They look for those open shots, and you can't give them space because they will take it. You know, they're very confident from the 3, and it's something that they work on, and it's very clear that they really do kind of get those reps in at practice. So, yeah, I think that's going to be one of the things for Derby today.
Right, time for the reveal. Who is that big play that we're going to be watching out for Derby?
I mean, it has to be Casey Burr. I mean, come on. He scored 47 points in his quarter-final game against Milton Keynes Breakers. I mean, 47 points from one player, Isha. It's unreal, you know. And he was the MVP last year for the EABL. He's just an all-round superstar. He's somebody that's really athletic. He's got that determination in him that he just wants to score. So it'll be interesting to see now today how CoLA are going to match up against him, how they're going to, you know, contain him defensively. So yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, definitely can't leave a hand down when they're closing out on him. But now, let's take a look at CoLA. Who are Derby really going to have to look out for? Who are they going to have to try and really put on that extra pressure?
I mean, they've got Toby Gass. You know, he provided a massive 33 points, which was his game high. It was an EABL game, but CoLA were in a 20-point deficit, and he was able to really help bring his team back. And I think plays like that in these games are really important and really crucial, because when the clock's ticking down and you're at a deficit, or you know, you need somebody that's going to be stable and that's going to be able to kind of create that unity as a team, keep pushing. I think somebody like Toby Gass is somebody that you can rely on.
Somebody that can bring the gas. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
You can have that one.
Yeah, we'll do. Right. Finally, anyway, let's take a look at, enough of the puns. Let's take a look back at the game now. So, yeah, big matchup. 2 teams haven't faced each other. So, what really is going to be the key to CoLA's victory in this?
I mean, CoLA are coming with 2 titles. You know, they were the title holders from last year as well. So, for them, they've been here before. They've been on this stage. They've played at this level, and they have that kind of, you know, that their ability to really settle into a game like this quickly. So I think for them, it'll be just about disrupting Derby from the get-go. Derby, on the other hand, they need to learn to settle. They need to get that composure early on and be able to get some quick, easy points on the board, just to give them that bit of backing when they're going through the game in the first half. And I think for them, you know, it'll just be about making sure that they don't get any quick turnovers, making sure that they stay comfortable, and just keep that ball moving. Yeah,
so what's going to be the key to make sure that Derby perform brilliantly? That was a really bad one. But you can cut the cameras on that one. That was a bad one. But yeah, what's going to make Derby perform good today?
I mean, I think for them, it's overcoming this CoLA defense. If they are able to move the ball quick and make sure that they're really tight on their passes, they should be able to get some really good scores, and making sure that they're taking the right shots as well today. I think if they're able to, you know, get those advantages and they have some good shot selection, they can be really concise with where they're getting the points from, and that then will translate to them, and I think it'll give them a good setting for the rest of the game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to be really interesting, really tough contest, really closely matched. Hopefully we'll be in front of a great game. But yeah, Hannah, I'll let you go now. I won't pain you with any more really bad puns. You can go over to the commentary table. So I'm done for now. I'll see you again at half-time. Hannah is going to go over to Kaz because her and Kaz Bull are going to be taking to the game. Kaz will be play-by-play. Hannah will be on co-coms. And yeah, I'll either see you at half-time or see you at the end for the interviews. Over to you, Kaz.
Thanks, Isha. Yeah, we have one more game to come, and it's definitely going to be another good one. The under-18 men, the Derby Trailblazers against CoLA Southwark Pride. Last year's winners in CoLA against a team looking for their very first title in Derby, and Derby runners-up in the 2023-24 season. So, Hannah, are you... do you need some more puns, or are you all punned out?
I'm all punned out, I think, to be honest with you, Kaz.
And coming into this game, so Derby, 8 wins, 3 losses in the Northern Premier Division. That's good for 4th place. They've been averaging 81.4 points per game and holding opponents to just under 63 points. They came through the quarterfinals against the Milton Keynes Breakers. You mentioned it earlier, 47 points from Casey Burr. And in the semi-final against the Reading Rockets, won that one 58-44. And then for CoLA, 14-0 in the Eastern Premier Division, 70 points per game, holding opponents to 48.2. And they came through the quarterfinals against the London Legends and then the Manchester Giants in the semi-finals, 74-48. So 4 returning players from the team that won the title last year with CoLA. Is that going to play a big part in today's game?
Sorry, my mic wasn't on. Absolutely, Kaz. I think for them, you know, it gives you that kind of stability going into a game like this where you've got players that understand what's necessary for them in this setting, and they're used to the crowd, they're used to the hype, and I think it just, like I said, it gives that stability. But I'm really interested to see, you know, how Derby take to the stage today. They've got somebody like Casey Burr, who's a big-time player, who is able to really dominate in these settings. But how does that then translate to a final? You know, how does that translate to being in this kind of arena and this setting and this environment? So yeah, I think it's going to be a really exciting matchup.
It certainly is, and if we look at the starting 5s for CoLA, it is Jacob Hannick, Daniel Banjoko, David Banjoko, Toby Gass, and Andrew Nwokolo. And for the Derby Trailblazers, Casey Burr, Finn Tuck, Dafe Ariota, Jerome Howlett, and Dovidas Kilmas. And on CoLA, two players, David and Daniel Banjoko, that always put on a real show when they're playing.
They do, you know, and I think for them as well, they've both featured on the under-18 Future Stars squad. Again, they both play D1, so they've got that experience under the belt. And also, how amazing is it playing with your brother?
That's pretty cool. I mean, my sister doesn't want to play basketball with me, but I imagine it's pretty cool.
I have a half-brother, but I don't think he's more of a footballer. But that's beside the point. Being able to, you know, have that connection with another member of your team and being able to kind of have that twin telepathy.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think, you know, it gives an advantage as well.
It certainly does. And for the Derby Trailblazers, Jacob Hannick, we've had some last-minute number changes, so
you'll have to bear with us.
Yeah, Jerome Howlett, the captain for Derby, 20 points against Sheffield Elite this season, dropped 13 points against St Helens in round 3 of the Cup. He's a really good facilitator, and he's a leader on court to look out for.
Yeah, he is, you know, and in his game prep for this, he said that, you know, they've worked so hard all year to be in the position that they're in now, and, you know, he's just really proud of his team, and I think that's such a great example of leadership as well, somebody that can be there as for their team and And I think he said that regardless if they top score or if they even don't, you know, win the game, he's just really proud of them and where they've come and their achievements so far, which I think says a lot about the team.
It certainly does, yeah. And when you're playing as a group like that, we've seen it throughout today. Players playing across the age groups have played together, built those connections, maybe come through the under-12s to the under-18s, or could be new into the program. But the amount of reps they get and how much, how valuable that is on court.
It really is.
So teams are getting ready to come out onto the floor. And I mean, what a day we've had, Hannah. It's been absolutely fantastic. We've had the 2 Manchester wins in the under-16s game, the Mystics and Magic coming out on top. We've just seen Ipswich put on an incredible performance in the under-18s game, along with a 13-year-old who dropped 13 points.
I think that's the highlight of my day.
Might be the highlight of my year so far.
Wow, that's saying a lot. Yeah, I mean, you watch a lot of basketball.
But an absolutely fantastic performance from all teams so far, and the team's runners-up as well. We've said, you know, there's a lot of talent out on the floor, and it isn't the last time that you're going to hear of these players.
Absolutely not.
It's tough to make it to this stage and come up short, but it's all a learning experience, as tough as it might be, but it's going to be so valuable for them.
It really is.
So teams out on court, it will be CoLA playing in red and Derby in black.
Here we go, that's showtime. University of Worcester Arena.
As we get ready to get things underway. So for the tip, balls up and first possession goes to CoLA, and Banjoko draws the foul. And that will be straight to the foul line for CoLA. And Daniel Banjoko. So Daniel Banjoko playing in Division 1 this season as well as the EABL. Gets the first for CoLA. Averaging 12.8 points per game in the EABL this season. And gets the second. That's 3 seconds it took for him to get from half court to the basket. Gets things started quickly for CoLA. As balls with Burr. Burr takes it, can't get it to drop. As David Banjoko sets things up for CoLA. Okolo, and fading away, can't get the bounce. Burr picks up the rebound. And CoLA at the other end grabbed the ball and racing down the court. Banjoko, as the ball will go out of bounds.
I'm still not recovering over how high Howlett jumped them for that shot, that layup.
It was very high.
It was very high.
CoLA moving the ball inside, shot short. And a foul under the baskets. That's 2 quick fouls on Derby in the first minute, Hannah.
Yeah, it is. I think they need to tidy this up a little bit. Again, we've said it all day, but you know, when you're settling into a final like this, it can take a minute, and you can be a little less disciplined and a little less clean, and it can just take a couple of minutes to get into that. But they need to rein it in a little bit if they want to keep this going.
So Banjoko, David Banjoko at the foul line. And Banjoko averaging 9.2 points per game, 5.5 rebounds in the EABL. Second one spins out. Howlett. Now Howlett, a very quick guard, and watch for him to create space for his teammates.
That's what you want from a guard as well, one that's really able to facilitate.
Yeah. CoLA back down the floor. Ball's out into the corner. Banjoko threes in and out. As Burke controls things for Derby. Howlett swings the ball round. Kilmass looking to pass out. Kilmass long pass over to Howlett. And pass is read by CoLA. As Nokolo back down the floor.
CoLA are playing some really great on-ball defense at the minute. They're, you know, all over Derby. They've got their hands in the passing lanes. They're really disrupting the flow of Derby's offense. They're just not quite capitalising on the finish and getting a score from it.
As threes up and off the rim. Tuck can't get it to drop. Panic. And ball's lost under the basket. Burr off to the races for Derby and draws the fouls. That'll be the first foul on CoLA. And Casey Burr, you highlighted in pre-game, Hannah, a real player to watch in this age group and going forward.
Absolutely, yeah. I think, you know, he's a real shooter, a real scorer. He's somebody that's very determined when he's got the ball in his hands. He's definitely one to watch for the future.
19.2 points per game at the under-18 level this season. Had a 34-point game against the Sharks, where he hit 6 threes. And gets the bounce on the second and gets himself and Derby onto the scoreboard. Gas to Banjoko under the basket. Ball's on the floor. And it's Derby that come away with it, and a foul will be called. As sometimes you just got to take a breather.
Yeah, I'm with him on that. I might join him on the floor. I need to lie down after today.
So a 3-1 lead for CoLA over the Trailblazers here in the first quarter. 7:23 to play. So both teams on 2 team fouls each, and Derby will take it from the sideline. Howlett. Kilmass, hands off to Howlett. And Derby need to save it, and that'll be a backcourt violation.
CoLA ball.
Not able to get there in time. So a 2-point lead, 3-1 to CoLA as Banjoko looks to get the ball in. And off to Daniel Banjoko. And Gas under the basket, gets the roll. That took his time, but it went in.
Yeah, but it was a great little move, a little dish inside there. A great read from Banjoko to see Gas on the inside.
Tuck. Over to Kilmass. Kilmass lines up a 3. Shots off. That's a good look though for Kilmass, and we know that's the kind of the shot that he can make. As Howlett hands off. Burr. And a step out of bounds. And sometimes it can be a bit difficult, can't it, Hannah? We've seen this a few times through the games, but you're playing on a new court that you've not played on before. Sometimes the bench can be a bit closer than you used to the court, and you can
gauging the spacing. I mean, there looks like there's quite a lot of room between the 3-point line and the sideline in those corners, but there really isn't when you're there.
Patel. Gas underneath the basket, doesn't get it to drop, gets his own rebound though, and Toby Gas working hard under the hoop. Kilmass, and an offensive foul will be called. As Andrew Nokolo takes the charge, puts his body on the line for the team.
Yeah, great effort there. You know, and again, it's like you said, putting your body on the team. You've got to do it in these finals. You've got to be prepared to go all out for that silverware.
And as CoLA, the current holders, how hard is it to go back to back?
I don't know, Kaz. I've never been
I'm
back to
sorry.
back. But I'm guessing it's very hard.
Asia Wilson says it's very hard.
Does she?
So yeah. So we'll take Asia Wilson's word for it.
Ask Harriet Wellham. She'll tell you.
So, yeah. As ball is off, CoLA. Derby will have it. But the retaining, so 4 returning players for CoLA that were part of that team last year, and they're going to be players that some of the players that haven't been here before are going to look towards in this situation.
Yeah, definitely. You know, they're going to offer their advice. They're going to offer their support. You know, you're going to look to them in terms of, you know, at what point do we put our foot on the gas? At what point do we, you know, do we settle it down? So yeah, they're going to be able to read the game because they've been in this situation and this environment first. So yeah, it's really handy having them on your team.
And a high arcing 3 from Finn Tuck. That's a score the Blazers needed.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done really well there to keep his composure and score at that right time.
CoLA over to Patel. Patel going inside, runs into Burr, who takes the ball away. Howlett driving baseline. Over to Tuck. 7 seconds on the clock. Burr with 6 seconds. Burr looking to make some space. 3 seconds, has to put something up and will at the end of the clock, and it won't go. And CoLA doing a good job here, forcing Derby into difficult shots.
Yeah, and they're doing a really good job of containing Burr at the moment as well. I think, you know, they've done their scout report really well. They're keeping him under pressure, and it's forcing the ball to other players.
CoLA's shot is short. Patel's there for the rebound, and Dante Patel will go to the free throw line. Nearly came up with an alley-oop.
Substitution for both sides.
As a substitution for Derby, and David Felix checks into the game. And Daniel Banjoko in for CoLA. So Patel at the free throw line here, gets the first. Playing in the EABL this season, has had 2 7-assist games already. The player that came through the Richmond Knights program. As he goes 2 of 2 from the line. So a 9-4 CoLA lead over Derby. Tuck against Patel. Tuck. Shot doesn't drop, and ball will go back the way of CoLA.
That was a nice crossover, though. Really sold it to his defender, was able to get his defender off balance and create that space for the drive to the basket.
And so we've seen the CoLA program, you know, the women's level and the men's competition last year as well. They're really known as an organisation, quite a gritty defensive team, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
They're going to make you work for it.
They are, you know, they're not going to give you anything easy.
Banjoko from 3, it's off the rim. And Derby back down the floor. Howlett in control. Kilmas back out to Howlett, keeps it inside the lines. And driving to the basket, Felix can't get it to go. But back, racing down the floor, Hanek lays in 2. And Pride stretch the lead up 11-4. We've got just over 3 minutes to play in the first. And Banjoko throws it down. And Daniel Banjoko putting on a show here as we have a timeout called. A great pressure on the ball there, comes up with the steal. And then dunks it. Because why not?
Why not?
13-4 CoLA lead over Derby here in the first quarter. 3:07 to play. And CoLA having been led in scoring by Daniel Banjoko, 4 points for Daniel Banjoko, along with 3 rebounds.
Yeah, Kaz, I mean, I think, you know, CoLA are really moving with purpose on offense at the minute. You know, they're cutting and moving as a team, and they're really in sync with the way that they're playing their offense at the moment, and they're getting some really good looks. You know, they're getting some great looks in the paint, and then if that's not on, they're kicking it out, and they've got some great confident shooters waiting on the perimeter. So I think for them, they've just got to keep that movement going. They're also upping the ante with their defense. They're able to put that pressure on in the in the full court, get those quick steals and get some quick points on the board for them as well. Right now, I think Derby just need to tighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, they've had some good looks, but I feel like their offense is actually quite reactive to what the defense is doing rather than the opposite way around, if that makes sense. They're just passing around to see who's the open man rather than kind of creating something themselves. So I think, yeah, they just need to have a bit more confidence with their offense, really kind of, you know, move with purpose, as I've just said about CoLA.
Yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because we've seen teams throughout today as well. It's difficult sometimes to maybe stick to the way that you've played that's got you here when you come up against a team that's maybe throwing you off your rhythm a little bit.
Absolutely, that, you know, you've really hit the nail on the head there. You have to kind of do your scout report properly, and that's all down to the coaching staff.
As Felix powers his way to the basket, and that's what you want to see from Derby.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you've got to play like him that can really use his strength and get his way to the basket. Yeah, you definitely want more of that.
Daniel Banjoko over to Hanik. Swings it round, Patel. Hanik fading away. Derby got a hand on that one, but underneath the basket, Oluwashile ready to put the ball back in the hoop. Derby looking to respond. Howlett against Patel. Howlett going baseline over to Burr. Burr lines up a 3. And Felix again under the basket. David Felix off the bench, making an impact.
I mean, he's really saving his team right now, you know, not letting the opportunity for second chance points go away, making his presence known inside the paint.
Certainly is, as Gas can't get it to go. Ball's loose, and it's picked up by CoLA. And Banjoko thought about it, but CoLA will move the ball round. Gas steps into a 3, off the back iron, and it's chased down by Banjoko. Another chance here for CoLA. Patel, back to Banjoko. Patel driving inside. Oh, what a pass to Toby Gas under the basket. And Patel, I mean, I told you he had 2 7-assist games. That's why.
Yeah.
Felix into Burr. Burr can't get the roll. As CoLA back down the floor. Banjoko to Hanik, and 3 goes from outside. As Derby looking to answer here, and ball will go out of bounds. It will be CoLA possession as we have a substitution for Derby. Daffy Ariota back out onto the floor for Derby. And Andrew Nokolo back in for CoLA. Patel. Patel kicks it down. Patel back inside, and can't finish under the basket, but second chance for Bilal Oluwashile.
I mean, CoLA are really putting on a masterclass here with ball movement. You know, they're constantly just moving as a unit, attacking those gaps and really forcing defensive rotations.
They really are, and at the end of the first quarter, a 22-8 lead for CoLA over the Trailblazers. CoLA having been led in scoring by Toby Gass, 6 points so far, along with a rebound. And for Derby, it's been 3 points from Fintuck. And David Felix off the bench with those 4 points and 2 rebounds for Derby. So a big 12 points in the paint for CoLA, just 4 for Derby. You mentioned it before, CoLA have been working really well and been able to put that pressure on.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they've got 8 points from turnovers so far, which, you know, that's 7 points, and that's 7 turnovers that Derby have had as well. So, you know, they're really managing to capitalise on every turnover they get. But, you know, that just comes from their confidence that they have with their aggressive on-ball defence. They know that if they put the work in, they get rewarded for it at the end with the score. So Derby have just got to tighten it up. You know, they've got to really clean up the passing and move with a bit more confidence, I think, on offense as well. But yeah, I think, you know, you've got to give Derby credit though. They're still going after the rebounds. They're still chasing it down and being tough under the basket, which they know they need to do in games like this.
And there's still a lot of basketball to play, obviously. So for Derby, you just want to look to chip into this lead. You take it play by play.
Absolutely. You know, there's still 30 minutes of basketball left. I think they've got to just chip at it. And again, you know, Casey Burr had 47 points in a quarter-final, and I think that's all he needs to do today is just drop another 47.
Easy.
And it'll be a long night for CoLA.
So teams coming back out onto the floor for the second quarter. A big thank you to everybody watching live on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Thank you to everybody who's been with us throughout today, watching the under-16 girls and boys games, the under-18 women's game. We will be back tomorrow for the Senior National Cup Finals. That is tipping off at 1 o'clock here at the University of Worcester Arena. 2 games you absolutely do not want to miss. And you can still grab your tickets at basketballengland.com, or you can catch all the action live on the Basketball England YouTube. I'll be here. Will you be here?
Yeah, I will.
We'll be here.
Bright and early. Get an early night tonight.
So the women's game, it tips off at 1 o'clock with the London Cavaliers and the Manchester Mystics, and at 4 o'clock it's the men's final between the Manchester Magic and the Solent Kestrels. But back on the floor, just a few seconds gone here in the second quarter as referees just talking something over on the sideline. Resetting the shot clock, so fresh 14 on the shot clock, and it will be Derby possession. Howlett gets the ball in. Azemia can't save it for Derby, and it will go back the way of CoLA. Patel. Patel over to Shuak. Oh, that's Cryer. Apologies. Ruben Cryer calling for it outside the three-point line. Shot doesn't go. And Felix under the basket, fighting for the rebound, but it's Banjoko that comes up with it.
Derby are setting up in a 3-2 zone here, and I think it's a good play from them, really stopping that drive and forcing CoLA to make these outside shots.
And backcourt violation. So Derby will have the ball back. So that's worked very successfully for them.
Yeah, they forced the turnover, you know, disrupted the offense and the flow of CoLA.
So sideline ball for Derby as Burr will inbound. Howlett. Felix, 8 seconds on the clock. Felix spins, passes out, and a step out of bounds on the baseline.
For possession on the baseline.
And a bit of a slow start to the second quarter here for both teams.
Yeah, I think, again, you know, can just take a minute to kind of get back into it. I think, you know, this zone that Derby have set up in have definitely disrupted CoLA's flow. They're not as fast-paced now with their offense. They're having to kind of be quite strategic with their movements. And it's really slowed down the game.
Felix with a long pass over to Burr, and Burr takes his time, puts it in the basket, takes himself up to 3 points along with a couple of rebounds. And that break there, is that maybe something that can open things up for Derby?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if they get some more stops from here, they can really turn this game around.
Patel into the corner, three's up and in! And Ruben Cryer into the game, off the bench, dropping in threes for CoLA. As a foul called at the other end goes against CoLA. That's their first team foul, but you can see there Cryer sets himself up in the corner, splashes in the three. Steven Azemia at the foul line for Derby. Had 10 points against the Sharks in round 4 of the Cup. An average 9.2 points per game at the under-18 level in December and January. As a big rebound there for CoLA. And Noah Kolo securing the ball for CoLA. Cryer in the corner. Noah Kolo kicks it out. Patel round to Banjoko. Cryer. Banjoko with 4 seconds. Patel, 3 seconds, steps back, three's up, too strong, and a 24-second violation. So Derby with a good stance there. Got into the break in transition. Next possession, you get a stop, and that's what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, chipping away. And, you know, they're really forcing CoLA to think and overthink as well. You know, that should have been a straight shot, but, you know, he slowed it down, took the extra dribble. So it's really disrupting their game.
Howlett passing inside, and Ariota banks into, and Derby rolling a little bit the last few plays here. 3 good possessions there for Derby.
Yeah, this is a really smart move to sit back into this zone.
Banjoko, balls on the floor as Noah Kolo is fouled and will go to the free throw line. Banjoko has great vision. He's round the outside of the 3-point line. He's really good passing inside.
Yeah.
I'm speaking about David Banjoko, number 12.
And really able to read kind of the motion of the offense in order to kind of get the pass where it needs to go.
So Andrew Nokolo at the foul line for CoLA, 13.8 points per game in the ENBL this season. Also playing in Division 1. Part of the CoLA team that won the Under-18 National Cup this time last year, as he gets the second free throw to drop. Azemia gets the ball over the halfway line for Derby. Howlett. Burr, pressured by Banjoko. Burr to Howlett. Howlett with 4 seconds. Howlett with a tough shot. Doesn't get it to drop, but Arota's there for the rebound. And Daffy Arota will go to the foul line for Derby.
Foul call against number 15, Andrew Nokolo.
That's the second team foul on CoLA this quarter, as they have a 14-point lead. Derby looking to cut into this lead. Arota with 8.4 points per game at under-18s over 5 games this season. Represented England at the Under-14 Tri-Nations tournament in 2023. Adds 1 more for the Trailblazers.
To the bench for a rebound.
Hanek. Gas in the corner, threes up and in!
Yeah, Derby have got to be really careful. They're playing quite a high zone there, and they were starting it in the backcourt, which left quite a lot of gaps there for CoLA to get an easy shot off. If you give them space, they'll take it.
And a long pass over to Banjoko, and picked up and put back in the basket by Daniel Banjoko.
That twin telepathy.
It is. So a timeout called by Derby, as head coach Jake Chapman wants to talk things over. It's a 31-13 lead for the CoLA over Derby with 6 minutes to play here in the first half. And CoLA really seemed to found their flow here in the third. Derby had a nice little run for a few plays, but CoLA just able to pull away.
Yeah, they did. I think, you know, Derby were able to control the tempo and bring it to the speed that they wanted to play at with that zone. And I think, you know, like I said before, it disrupted the CoLA offense. They weren't able to play fast and furious, which they were doing brilliantly in the first quarter, and really kind of forcing those transition plays. But you know, now I think they've adapted. They've been able to adapt, and they're now pulling away again.
Yeah, doing a good job being able to do that. So if you're Derby here, what do you want to try and look for to switch out?
I think they've got to keep that. We've got to keep that aggression going on with that zone. It was working great for them. I don't know whether they switch up and go into a different style of zone. Just making sure that they can stay aggressive, stay active and proactive with the zone as well. It's a great opportunity to get some really quick, easy stops, and then just making sure that they're capitalising on those at the other end on offence.
Definitely so. Back out onto the floor. 6 minutes to play here in the first half. It will be Derby ball. And Derby, a team that were here at the Under-18 National Cup in 2023-24, as Felix drives to the basket and met in the air by Gas, and Gas swats it out of bounds.
Great discipline there on defense as well, able to hold his form and
straight up.
Yeah, no, not causing the foul.
As Logan Scoborough inbounds as he comes into the game for Derby. Scoborough, floater, too much on it. Ball's tipped, but Banjoko has it. Hanek. Out to Banjoko on the three-point line. Gas is there for the rebound to clean up. Banjoko with 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Banjoko driving, and ball's picked up by Scoborough.
That was a great drive as well from him. His footwork was effortless.
Howlett to Burr.
Oh,
Burr under the basket. Oh, great finish from Burr.
That backdoor cut was fantastic, and that pass from Howlett.
I think that connection that you see between Howlett and Burr, that's something that they've clearly worked on a lot.
Yeah, they have. You can tell it's something it's taken time to create.
That's foul on the play, so that's going to go against Derby. That'll be their second.
Substitution of the skill last for return. Maybe Felix will head to the bench for the Trailblazers.
And we'll see Dovidas Kilmas into the game for Derby. Banjoko. Banjoko driving baseline. Reverse doesn't go, but 2 shots to come here for CoLA and Banjoko. I'm sorry, I do need to differentiate between the 2 Banjokos. That's David. So David.
Do what you need to do.
Sorry, Daniel Banjoko at the foul line, representing GB at the Under-16 Eurobasket in 2024. Previously playing for the Newham Youngbloods at the Under-16 level, made it to the Junior Final Fours. As one more to come. Second's good. And Daniel Banjoko up to 8 points along with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. So Derby looking to respond. Burr can't get the shot to drop, but again, it's that pass between Howlett and Burr. Banjoko, round to Hanik. Daniel Banjoko inside. It's picked off by Howlett. And a long pass over to Burr. And Burr again takes his time, puts the ball in the basket. And we've seen that now a couple of times from Casey Burr, up to 7 points, starting to get into a flow.
Yeah, and you know, a great demonstration of his IQ there.
Oh, and what a finish from Toby Gass. Finishing with a reverse and taking the contact. So Toby Gass going to the line. Sorry to cut you off.
No, absolutely, that was a great play.
You can see it back there. And again, the pass from David Banjoko in the middle, finding his teammate.
Yeah, again, that chemistry with this team is brilliant. You know, they know where each other are, and they're really able to kind of move the ball with purpose.
So just over 3.5 minutes to play. Howlett round to Kilmas, hands off to Burr. Ball will go out of bounds. Last touch, Derby, so CoLA have it back.
That was a great look, though. That nice little baseline cut. I can see where it was trying to go.
And that's something that will come with time and experience as well,
definitely.
Isn't it? We've spoken a lot today about the development of players, and it's something that you will see as Gass drains it from deep. And Toby Gass on fire here. 15 points in the first half. Howlett looks for a way to the basket. Kicks it out to Burr, and that's good. And a 3 from Casey Burr.
I mean, Casey Burr just doing what Casey Burr does. Once he settles into his rhythm.
Sometimes it's a case of just getting a few baskets, and then you're back into your flow. As Banjoko shots off the rim, Kilmas grabs the rebound, so Derby with a chance to just keep chipping away. Howlett looking for Burr. And Burr and Gass going for the ball, it's loose. Ball's on the floor, CoLA have it. Gass under the basket, lays it in. And extends the CoLA lead. Kilmas, hands off to Howlett. Ball's out of bounds, stays Derby possession. 8 seconds on the shot clock. As we'll have substitutions for both teams. Fintuck in for Derby. And Lewis Thompson, Jacob Hanik. Nope.
We're having a bit of difficulty with the team sheet.
I do apologise. As backcourt violation. So it will be CoLA ball. Patel over to Banjoko. Back to Patel. Banjoko on the baseline, and time will run down there. 24-second shot clock violation. So it was Sherwock, Thompson and Patel in on that last substitution for CoLA. As Derby possession. Howlett looks to get the ball over the halfway line. Burr Burr fading away. That's a tough shot and a tough make for Casey Burr. And as you said, Hannah, that's what he does.
He does, you know, give him some space, or he'll create the space for himself as well.
Burr now up to 12 points. It's been a 19-14 run for CoLA this quarter, but Derby putting up more points this quarter than in the first. As Thompson sinks another 3 for CoLA, and Lewis Thompson off the bench. As, oh, what a save from CoLA, unfortunately for CoLA into the hands of Derby. But taking out the hoarding as Tuck can't answer with a 3. Patel down the floor for CoLA. And good job there from Howlett, getting his hand on the ball, forcing a jump ball call. It will stay with CoLA, but they're the kind of plays that you need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. He disrupted the fast break there, put a stop to the fast break, was again disciplined, got his hands in the way, but in the right way, and causing a stop.
So a timeout called, and it's a 44-22 lead for CoLA over Derby. And a big thank you to everybody watching live on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Remember to like and subscribe. You can keep up to date with all the action. If you've missed any of the games so far, you can watch them all back. We've had 3 brilliant games.
We have.
Watch them all back, and then tomorrow we will have the Senior National Cup finals, and you can follow along on social media. Go to basketballengland.com if you want to be. Her son Nick represented the Derby Trailblazers when they were in the final a couple of years ago. Nick doing great things out in the States. He's a block machine, isn't he, Wild, if you've not seen him play. So for Derby, Hannah, 14 points in the paint, 20 for CoLA. So not too much of a mismatch there. And it's the 3-point shooting making a bit of a difference here. 5 made threes for CoLA, 2 for Derby. But CoLA have really been able to work the ball around and really capitalise off those points from turnovers. 17 points from turnovers for CoLA.
Yeah, they have. Like we said before, they've been moving the ball really well. I think Derby have stepped up a bit with that. They are playing more team basketball. But just not with the flow that CoLA have had with their offense.
Suppose. Oh, what a strip there from Howlett.
He's such a shifty guard.
Yeah, and he gets into those. He gets those passes that Burr straight to the basket puts in. Howlett as well on defense. He finds those paths and just gets a lot of rebounds that way. And again, a shifty guard. That's a great description, Hannah. As Banjoko all the way to the hoop. And with 2 seconds in the half, Howlett's going to have to launch at the buzzer. It won't go. So at the end of the first half, a 44-24 lead for CoLA over Derby. CoLA having been led in scoring by Toby Gass, a huge 17 points and 2 rebounds, shooting 63% from the field. And then Daniel Banjoko adding in 8 points, 6 rebounds and 3 assists. And for Derby, leading the way, Casey Burr, doing Casey Burr things, 14 points and 2 rebounds. And then off the bench, David Felix with those 4 points and 4 rebounds. And we saw Felix, I think it was the first quarter or towards the start of the second quarter, but came off the bench, had a real impact inside with those 2 quick baskets. And maybe that's something you'd like to see more of in the second half?
Definitely. He commanded his way into the paint and really kind of held his presence. And I think that's what they really are kind of maybe missing at the moment, Derby, is just having that bit of extra aggression inside the paint, being able to kind of give you those looks as well and have somebody that's going to crash the boards. That's another thing that I think Derby needs to be looking at the moment is, making sure that they're going after all the boards. They are 19 rebounds to CoLA's 24. And I think CoLA are just kind of giving that extra edge when they're going after everything. That, again, understanding that second chance points are important in these games. They've had 11 to Derby 6. So, I think maybe having somebody like Felix back on the court could prove to be beneficial for Derby.
definitely. And from CoLA, Toby Gass obviously really standing out there scoring-wise, but we've seen Dante Patel coming off the bench, really setting things up for the team. Logged two assists, but he's been the player kind of that pass before the hockey assist sometimes, the pass before the pass that leads to the basket, and just being a really calm presence on the floor.
Yeah, he's got a great read on offense. You know, his assists have been fantastic. The connection that him and Burr have, it's something that is very invaluable. It's priceless, that's the word that I'm looking for. Apologies. But you know, yeah, the way that they have that connection and they're able to read where each other's going to go, and Howlett's able to provide that pass to Casey Bird to get that score. It's a real pleasure to watch.
And again, that's something that they'll be doing in practice. You'll see them week in. But yeah, it's that pass, Bird driving to the basket, Howlett.
Bird getting the backdoor cut.
Yeah.
And again, I do think that's something that that's a gap that CoLA's have got in their defense. They're not bumping the cuts, they're not containing on the wing, and they just need to really tighten up with that.
Yep, so we're going to take a quick break for half-time, and we'll be back with you in around 6 minutes' time.
Demonstration of his IQ there.
Oh, and what a finish from Toby. It's something that you will see as Gass drains it from deep, and Toby Gass looks for a way to the basket, kicks it out to Burr, and that's good, and a three. Burr fading away. That's a tough shot and a tough make for Casey Burr. And as you said, Hannah, that's what he does.
He does.
This quarter than in the first. As Thompson.
Environment first. So yeah, it's really handy having them on your team.
And a high back racing down the floor. Hanek lays in, and Banjoko throws it down.
You have to kind of do your scout report properly, and that's all down to the coaching staff.
As Felix powers his... Joko to Hanek, and three goes from... over to Burr, and Burr takes his time, puts it in the basket, into the corner. Three's up and in!
Their game.
Howlett passing inside, and Gas in the corner, three's up and in.
Boys National Sure Shot Cup final. We've got CoLA 44 and Derby Blazers 24 here as we head into the second half. Kaz, I mean, you know, CoLA have had a really good half, you know. They've had a really fast pace, a really high tempo first half. Derby have struggled a little bit, you know. They've had their runs. Sorry, my voice went really high pitched then. They've had their runs and they've taken control at times. What is it that CoLA are doing, do you think, today that are really giving them that edge?
To me, I feel like they're moving the ball really well. They're getting everyone involved. The ball's working well around the outside. You've seen a couple of times as well where the ball's just gone straight from Gas to Banjoko and back again, and Hanik's getting involved. They're just moving so quickly, it's making it difficult for Derby to maybe keep out and come out to that shot.
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think Derby are being quite reactive in their defence rather than kind of being proactive and forcing the turnovers.
So back underway for the third quarter. Derby looking to cut into this lead. And as we said in the first half, Hannah, it just needs to be possession by possession. You just take it slowly.
Yeah, chip away.
And you win those battles. Can you out-rebound CoLA for the next minute? Can you outscore them for the next minute?
You know, it's a game of runs, and as long as your runs have an impact, you're still in the game.
So Hanik with the ball. Banjoko kicks it out. No, CoLA's shot doesn't drop. Ball's tipped. And into the hands of Burt, and Casey Burt leading the way for Derby with 14 points today. Howlett driving baseline over to Tuck. Howlett gets it back in the corner, three's in. And Jerome Howlett does not stop moving.
He
on the
really
court,
doesn't. No, he doesn't. It makes me tired watching him. But what a finish as well, to be able to control your shot as you're falling back. That's an incredible skill.
Very difficult as ball's knocked away. CoLA keep it alive. Hanek spins, hangs in the air, and doesn't get it to drop. Arota with the rebound, but Hanek's there, all over the court. Gass lines up a three, sinks the three, and Toby Gass up to 20 points in 15 minutes. We've seen some big performances today, haven't we?
We really have. It's really exciting to see kind of where the future of the young basketball development is going.
It certainly is, as Burr trying to get inside, steps back, shots up and in! And back-to-back threes there for Derby. Cuts the lead down to 17.
I think we've got a shooting competition on our hands.
It's raining outside and it's raining threes inside here in the Worcester Arena. And it's good to see the support as well for both teams. The CoLA women's team travelling along to support the men's team. And the Derby Trailblazers fans, again, certainly travelling well. I think I see a drum up there.
I think I see a couple of drums. Yeah. I think CoLA have got one, Derby have got one. I think all teams today have had a great support behind them, haven't they?
They really have,
Each had their own little army.
Yeah, and that just is such a great boost, isn't it, when you're playing on the floor and you can hear people cheering for you.
Definitely.
Gass stops, fades away, doesn't get the bounce. Banjoko with the rebound and the alley-oop, and Daniel Banjoko up to 10 points into double figures. As David Banjoko picks off the ball, and CoLA, I think Derby got a hand on that.
Yeah, I think they did. I lost touch of that.
Patel, Banjoko into Gass, and ball's back with CoLA. 6 seconds. Banjoko's three from outside. And that's tough if you're Derby. You run the clock down to 5-6 seconds. You've hit back-to-back threes, and then CoLA just able to put in a three of their own.
Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, you can't sleep on those last couple of seconds. You can't think that the 24 seconds done. You have to play defense for 27 seconds.
It's a 22-point lead for CoLA. Banjoko hands off to Gass. Gass steps back, sinks in. Toby Gass is on fire. What was Isha's brilliant pun at the in your pre-game? Oh, and Gass blocks the shot. He enjoyed that.
He did.
Doing it on both ends of the floor is Toby Gass. I mean, what an impact he's had on the game, Hannah.
He has.
He's also playing the EABL this season. Leads the team in points per game and rebounds, playing in Division 1, and at this age having such an impact.
He did. I mean, you know, I touched on it again in the pre-game. He had 33 points in one of the EABL games, which, you know, when CoLA were down by 30 points in the third quarter, to come back.
Oh, and he sinks another! Toby Gass! Absolutely unstoppable here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going for a new record, you know. He wants to beat his 33 points.
He's up to 26. Scoborough hands off to Burr. Burr steps through on a great finish from Burr, who takes himself up to 19 points.
Oh, that was a masterclass in footwork.
Really able to get around the defenders.
Effectively as well.
Gass doesn't get the bounce, but that was very close to dropping.
Foul called against number 12, David Banjoko. Substitution trickling into the ball game. Number 10, David Felix. Arota heads to the bench for the Trailblazers.
So a substitution, and we will see David Felix into the game for Derby. And we mentioned him just around half-time, Hannah, but as he banks in a shot straight away, that's exactly what he did in the first half, and that's what you were saying Derby can certainly look to.
Yeah, you know, he has a really strong physical presence on the inside.
Oh! And the slam from Daniel Banjoko for CoLA, putting the icing on the cake. As Burr pulls up from the foul line, gets it to go. And Casey Burr up to 21 points. Gas. Over to Banjoko. Three's off the rim, but chased down. And CoLA, will they save it? I had about 10 people in front of me.
Yeah.
Trailblazers, possession from the baseline.
So it will be Derby ball.
I mean, that was a great read by Tuck there. He managed to, whilst in the air, still chuck it against the CoLA player. And
it's really difficult to do that, isn't it? Like, you see players do it a lot. They'll throw the ball off another player. But it's actually a lot harder to do than it looks.
And also, he was doing it mid-air.
So Toby Gass will head to the bench, takes a seat.
Well earned rest
26 points for Gass. As Scoborough has the ball taken away. Patel. Back to Patel. Okolo, three. Drops in from the outside. And the Pride are really nailing the threes today. 10 made threes for CoLA to 4 for Derby.
Yeah, when you've got confidence like that to be able to shoot from the three. As Burr there takes a nice little two from the elbow. Sorry, yeah, when you've got that confidence to be able to kind of hit from the three, Derby have to step up on that. They have to adapt to it.
Oh, it's a short for CoLA. Derby with the rebound. And foul on the floor. That'll be the second team foul against CoLA.
Checking into the ball game, number 12, Stephen Azemia.
And Stephen Azemia checks in for Derby. Scoborough, hands off to Burr. And Burr under the basket, runs into traffic. And 2 free throws to come for Casey Burr and Derby. So foul is against CoLA. That's their 3rd team foul. So Casey Burr shooting 2, and that's the 3rd foul on David Banjoko for CoLA. Ah, so foul wasn't on the shot, was foul. It looks like it's just an inbound, not a not shots.
I think Casey Burr is trying to put his case forward that he was shooting.
So Daniel Banjoko checks in as David Banjoko heads to the bench. And Burr, 5 seconds, Burr, tough shot. Doesn't get it to drop, but Kilmas is there for the putback. And a tip in from Dovidas Kilmas as he gets himself onto the scoreboard for Derby. Patel, round to Banjoko. Nokolo, shots too strong. Azemia gets the rebound. Ball's into Felix. Felix works his way to the hoop and gets the whistle, so that will be 2 shots to come for Derby.
Foul called against number 15. And the substitution. Checks into the ball game.
And a substitution for CoLA as Bilal Olawashile back into the game. So David Felix at the free throw line for Derby. Felix with 24 points against the Sheffield Elite in EMB in under-18s this season. Had Had a 12 rebound game against the Manchester Magic earlier this month, as he doesn't get a second to go. Ball's tipped. Patel will set things up for CoLA. Daniel Banjoko pulls the trigger, doesn't get it to go, as Felix has the ball for Derby. Kilmas, oh, finds a space to the basket, rejected at the rim. And Patel with a long pass over to Banjoko and a foul. Oh, yes, a foul against Derby. That's their second, that's only second this quarter for Derby.
Yeah.
So CoLA will take it from the end line. Patel. Into Thompson. Back to Patel. Patel gets the whistle, and Dante Patel will go to the free throw line. That's a really, really strong play there from Patel.
Yeah, I was just about to say he really drove with aggression there. You know, he had three Derby players waiting for him.
That's quite an imposing presence in the paint.
And was able to take that contact as well.
David Arota back into the game for Derby. So Dante Patel at the foul line. Averaging 4.2 assists a game in the EABL this season. 4 assists today as he makes the first free throw. Stretches CoLA's score up to 64 here in the third quarter. And gets a second. CoLA picking up full court as Felix has the ball. Hands off to Burr. Burr picks up the loose ball. Using the screen from Felix. 7 seconds on the clock, 6 seconds. Burr to Howlett in the corner, 3 will go! And Jerome Howlett did that earlier on, that corner 3.
It's his spot. But again, you know, Casey Burr able to set his teammate up, create that space, create that gap, force CoLA to open up for Howlett.
Thompson on the baseline, ball's picked up by Kilmas. Patel, and an offensive foul called.
I think it was a moving screen there. You've got to keep your feet planted.
Have you seen, and I'm going to speak women's basketball at the moment, have you seen Brittany Griner screening Sonia Citron at Unrivaled? Because this poor woman, Sonia Citron, is the second time she's run into a Brittany Griner screen this season. And Brittany Griner was just explaining, you know, you've got to call the screens. You've got to call the screens. Set your feet and call the screens.
Yeah, set your feet.
Felix. Kilmas. Kilmas works his way inside, shot spins out. Final 30 seconds of the third quarter. Hanik for CoLA. Patel, back to Hanik. Thompson. Thompson, oh, rejected. But picked up, and CoLA with another chance with 1 second to go on the shot clock. 8 seconds in the quarter. Howlett powers his way to the basket, and that will be a goaltending call, basket interference. Howlett, the speed with which he got down the court.
I mean, I just saw Patel chasing after him, and I just thought, yeah, good luck, pal. Like, he's so fast, and he's so springy that he's able to really kind of elevate.
as Banjoko fouled on the shot. So 3 free throws to come here for CoLA as Daniel Banjoko gets the whistle. So Daniel Banjoko at the foul line. Banjoko 15 points, 9 rebounds and 4 assists today. Was named MVP of the Dynamic National Schools Final at the under-16 level in 2024. Had a 22-point, 15-rebound game. And a referee's just confirming with the table. I think we're putting some time back on the clock. So it looked like the time for the quarter had started. We're going to have 0.5 seconds on the clock after these free throws. So Banjoko will shoot 3. Banjoko 9th in free throw percentage in the EABL this season. As he doesn't get the first. That's probably my fault for saying that.
Yeah, I'm blaming you. Oh, we've got some cowbells in the audience.
Well, that's a new. I feel that's a new sound for today. Second one short. Banjoko representing England under 18 at the Future Stars tournament last year. As one more free throw to come and gets it to go. Banjoko up to 16 points and 0.5 seconds on the clock. And time will run down for the Trailblazers. So at the end of the third quarter, a 66-46 lead for CoLA over Derby. But Hannah, that was a 22-all quarter. Derby's highest scoring quarter of the game so far. CoLA scoring 22 points in every single quarter. The consistency there.
But, I mean, that is mad. But you can also see why as well. You know, they've been so consistent in terms of their offense. They've been moving the ball really well. Everybody gets a touch of the ball when CoLA are playing. You know, they're moving really effectively as well, and they're looking inside, creating those open shots. I mean, I know he's not been on much in this last third quarter, in the last few minutes, but you know, what a performance from Toby Gass. I mean, he really kind of elevated the scoring for CoLA and just kind of give that momentum shift for them. On the other hand, you know, I think at the end of the day, Derby is still in it. You know, it's 20 points. Yeah, they've come back from, I'm sure they've come back from worse. And I think for them, they just need to chip at it. If they can get a really good run here of, you know, 8 or 10 points, they've still got a game. And I think, you know, they've proven that they're able to do that with, you know, some of the great scoring, the transitions that they've had, the transition opportunities. They just need to tighten up a bit on defense.
We've certainly seen them go on runs, haven't we? Especially Jeremy Howlett hitting that 3 in the corner. They had a good transition break and able to get some stops. It's just that CoLA have been able to counter it. Yeah,
they have, you know, and I think, I mean, you know, they're both matching up with points in the paint. Both teams are on 24 points in the paint. But again, you know, CoLA have got 16 second chance points to Derby's 8. So I think, you know, it's all these little things that add up. And again, with turnovers, you know.
And the 3-pointers certainly been falling CoLA's way.
They have, you know, and Derby's got 20 turnovers to CoLA's 12. And I think they just need to tighten it up. They're just succumbing to the pressure of CoLA's defense.
And it is tough when you come up against a defense like CoLA's. So 10 more minutes to play as CoLA look to make it back-to-back under-18 National Cup titles. And Toby Gass leading the way in scoring back out on the floor for CoLA as Banjoko gets the whistle under the basket. So CoLA will go to the line, and that's the first team foul on Derby this quarter. So Daniel Banjoko back at the foul line. Named to the All-Star 5 at Junior Final Fours in 2024. As he doesn't get the first to go. second's good. Banjoko up to 17 points personal. Derby looking to chip into this deficit. Howlett finds Burr. Felix. Back to Howlett, 7 seconds on the clock. Howlett looking for a screen. Gets one, finds space, and shot doesn't go. As CoLA back down the floor. Andrew Nokolo under the basket. Gets the roll. He was rewarded for that after that persistence.
Yeah, he was. That was a great finish.
As Burt at the other end for Derby. Can't get it to drop. And CoLA back down the floor. Hannick. Oh, that's too much space for Hannick on the outside. As CoLA keep the ball. Hannick will reset. Banjoko into Gas. And a jump ball will be called. Possession arrow is with Derby. And we'll have a substitution for Derby as Oscar Kreiser checks in. And we'll also see Alex Martinez de Morantin into the game for CoLA. Coming out of the quarter break, getting his first minutes of the game. And Burr finds himself alone under the basket.
That backdoor cut again.
Working very well for them. Burr now up to 25 points. That's half of Derby's points. Not quite, there was an extra 2 on the scoreboard. He's got a lot of points. He's up to 25. Nokolo on the baseline, count the basket and the foul. And Andrew Nokolo will go to the free throw line. Nokolo with 6 points and 4 rebounds. Was playing at Basketball Without Borders in Manchester last summer. And the Basketball Without Borders program, a real great showcase of young talent.
Yeah, it really is. You know, it really puts them on the stage internationally as well.
It certainly does. So CoLA up to 71 here in the fourth quarter. Burr double teamed. Burr on the baseline, ball's tipped out of bounds. Derby will keep it. Burr into Howlett. 5 seconds on the clock. Howlett draws the foul, and that'll be the first on CoLA this quarter.
Substitution checking into the ball game. Checking out.
Shamaki Sherwak checks in for CoLA. As Derby have possession. Howlett. Kilmass. Pressured by Hannick. Kilmass hands off to Burr. 2 seconds. And Howlett on the baseline. Not that time. You can see CoLA getting straight to Burr. It's almost 2-3 defenders coming at him.
Yeah, they're absolutely swallowing up the space for Derby to shoot. They're not giving them an inch.
And Gas from the elbow gets the roll, and Toby Gas now up to 28 points personal. His season high was 33.
Yeah.
He's we'll keep an eye on that, see if he can top that here at the National Cup Finals. As ball's going to go out of bounds, and it will be CoLA. Oh, we had a foul call, so it's Derby possession. Fouls against CoLA. That'll be their second team foul. As David Banjoko checks in for Daniel Banjoko. So Derby possession from the sideline. Howlett. Kreiser inside, hook shot will go. And Oscar Kreiser gets his first points of the game. Martinez de Moritin. Gas. Extra pass underneath the basket. And a great finish there.
Great find as well.
It really was. As 2 shots to come, fouls before the block.
I think Gas was just making sure though. Just being extra cautious.
Just to be
being extra cautious. Just to be on the safe side.
So Oscar Kreiser at the foul line for Derby. Kreiser with 12 points against the Sharks in round 4 of the Cup. Hits the first free throw. And Kreiser gets himself onto the scoreboard. Goes 1 of 2 from the line. Just over 6 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Banjoko, ball's knocked away by Burr. Derby come up with the steal. And Banjoko will take it back as David Banjoko puts a stop to that run. Cryer. David Banjoko. Back to Cryer. Cryer has space, a high arcing 3. Doesn't fall. And last touch will be Derby. So CoLA keep possession. And CoLA, we know they're shooting the 3. We know they've been successful at it, but they're getting looks, but they're quite open when they are.
Yeah, they are. This isn't a very high zone. That's the problem with the zone. That's one of the things you forfeit then is perimeter, outside perimeter shooting. But Derby just aren't quite getting there quick enough.
As Banjoko gets the whistle and will go back to the free throw line.
I think Derby need to just maybe step 1 foot further out.
Just to put some pressure
just to put some pressure on it and recover a bit quicker on the defensive rotations.
So CoLA with 10 made threes to Derby's 5. As a substitution for CoLA, and Bilal Olawashile comes into the game. As first is good for Banjoko. David Banjoko with 6 assists today, along with 3 rebounds. Goes 2 of 2 and puts CoLA up to 77 points here, surpassing their average in the Cup this season. As ball's loose under the basket, picked up by CoLA. Cryer. Over to Banjoko, back to Cryer. Martinez de Moritin. Cryer with a long pass over to Olawashile. And Banjoko steps back for 3, doesn't drop. And Felix, behind the back, David Felix hands over. But a whistle on the play, that's a foul. I like David Felix showing off his point centre moves.
Yeah, and he was really able to take the contact then as well. You know, he had 2 defenders right on him and still persevered. That was great effort.
So Felix will be shooting 2. No, sorry, he's just stood near the foul line. It's been quite a long day, hasn't it? Yeah. So ball's in for Derby. A Scarborough to Burr. Burr pulls up and off the back iron. And that's another big rebound for Olawashile. Picks up his 8th for CoLA. He's able to, he gets very high in the air and has a really long reach, really long wingspan. So he's able to pull, secure that ball for CoLA as Cryer kicks it out to the 3-point line. Burr over to Felix. 4 minutes to play in the fourth. Felix to the basket, gets the whistle, and again, David Felix has done that really well today.
Yeah, he has. He's been so aggressive. You know, he's been a monster, pushing himself into the paint and forcing his way through. And I think it's, you know, he's done that really well today.
7 points and 7 rebounds for Felix. As doesn't get the first. One more to come. Oh, we got a kazoo in the crowd. That's a new one. We've got cowbells and kazoos. I tell you what, Derby and CoLA have certainly brought the entertainment today.
They have.
I haven't heard a kazoo for a while, have you?
Can't say that I have, Kaz.
Banjoko. Banjoko against Felix. Oh, that's a tough move from David Banjoko to finish over Felix.
Yeah, with a hand in the face as well. That was a great finish.
Felix kicks it out. Tuck with a long two, fouled on the shot. So 2 to come for Derby.
I think Casey Byrne needs to give a masterclass on backdoor cuts. He is so effective the way he cuts to basket. And I can't even say that CoLA haven't adapted to it, because I think they have. He's just good at it. Like, he's really good at his change of pace and knowing at what point to, you know, retract his steps.
Able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and again, it's showing his IQ that he's able to read that.
Finn Tuck at the foul line, doesn't get the second, and ball's picked up by CoLA. We'll see Logan Tanner into the game for Derby for the first time. Getting his first minutes of the game as Oluwashile under the basket. A chance for an and-one opportunity for Bilal Oluwashile. And since Oluwashile's been out on court, he's really put in a shift, hasn't he?
He really has. Yeah, he's really bringing the effort.
6 points and 9 rebounds for Oluwashile. And doesn't get the free throw, but ball's tipped, and another chance for CoLA as they can reset. Tesfaye over to Alex Martinez de Moratin. Out to Cryer, shots in and out, and gets the Kawhi bounce. And Ruben Cryer hitting 2 threes for CoLA.
But again, they've not let off with that ball movement. Yeah, it's constantly moving, looking for that extra pass.
Burr, shot doesn't drop. Oluwashile with an 11 rebound game after that last one. A really big performance inside from him. As Cryer goes back to back from behind the three-point line for CoLA, and he's up to 9 points. Tuck steps back, threes up, and banks it in. And the bank is open for Finn Tuck.
Nice move as well, through the legs, create that space.
Steps back.
Yeah.
Cryer. Oluwashile inside. Burr gets a hand on it. Oluwashile has it, turns and fires. And 8 points, 11 rebounds for Oluwashile. As we have substitutions for both teams. David Morden seen his first minutes of the game for Derby.
Oh, what a move.
Oh, what a finish there from Scoborough.
Nice little fake handoff as well. I think he faked his own teammate.
Cryer. Thompson back to Cryer. Tesfaye. And oh, what a move! Sherwack with a stop, spins, takes his time and puts the ball in the hoop.
again, it's that footwork, you know.
As CoLA come up with a steal. And the final minute of the fourth quarter. As 3 bounces off the rim. Morden gets the rebound. So Morden, his first minutes of the fourth quarter was on court earlier on for the Trailblazers. And Morden, shot spins out. Martinez de Morenten to the basket, lays it in for 2. And gets himself on the scoreboard. So, with 24 seconds to play, we've got a foul called, but Derby just 22.5 seconds away, Hannah, from going back-to-back here at the Under-18 National Cup. They won as the Peckham Pride back in the 2015-2016 season, so 3 titles overall for the organisation. It will be, but we spoke about it earlier, but it is so difficult to go back-to-back, to keep up that consistency season after season, and CoLA, they're about to do it.
Yeah, they are. Like you said, you know, to hold yourself to that standard and repeat it again. I think they've done really well, and it's a credit to the organisation as well, to the CoLA organisation, both men and women's programme. But no, they've done amazingly. They've not dropped off that pressure, and they've been able to, yeah.
And that
go
is
for 2.
That is it. 93-57. CoLA over Derby. Are back-to-back Under-18 National Cup champions. A well-deserved victory for them. And looking at the scoring, Hannah, they spread it around, but it was Toby Gass that really put his foot on the gas for CoLA. 28 points, shooting 64%, hitting 5 threes, along with 4 rebounds.
In 24 minutes, Cass.
In 24 minutes.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's really efficient.
It really
as well.
is.
As you can see, CoLA celebrating on court. And a really big win for them, a very well-deserved win. And alongside Toby Gass, it was Daniel Banjoko, 17 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double, along with 5 assists and a steal. And 11 rebounds from Bilal Oluwashile off the bench with 8 points. And CoLA, we know they're known for their defense. They really put the pressure on, but also sometimes you have teams that are maybe very defensive-minded and don't score as much, but it's the defense that pulls it out. But this is a team that can do it on both ends.
They can, and they did a masterclass today with offense. You know, the ball movement from them was phenomenal. They were exploiting all the gaps. You know, every player got a touch of the ball. They were really, really careful and considered with their shot choice as well. And I think, again, that's a testament to Jay Williams, the head coach. You know, he's a fantastic coach that really puts in the work with these guys. And I think for him, you know, this is one of his wins as well, you know, and I think it's well deserved on both ends.
Absolutely. Jay Williams, a fantastic coach, alongside his assistants Ibrahim Idris and Brian Nguru. And as you can see, the team celebrating on court, and fans in the stands getting ready for the trophy presentation. So we will have the runners-up medals first, and then the winners medals, and then the MVP announcement and the trophy presentation. As what again, Hannah, just we've had a brilliant day of basketball with the talent on display from all these teams. We've had 4 great games just showing what youth basketball in this country is all about at the under-16, under-18 level.
Yeah, we have, and I think, you know, it's so exciting to see where, you know, where the future of these kids are going to go, and the talent that we have in this country is phenomenal. And, you know, you have to remember that in order for us to be successful at the professional level, we have to really grow at the grassroots level, and this is what this is about. You know, this is an example of that, and it makes it really exciting to see where, you know, we can go in the future, and where our development's going with
and
the
that's
club.
so important, isn't it? Like the grassroots basketball, because you build those programs and then it feeds into the national teams.
Exactly, feeds into the national teams, and you know, it then feeds into our professional teams as well, and it gives you know, most players want to play at home. You know, they want to be with their family, they want to be close by, and yeah, having a talent pool like we do, it really lends to that.
And do you know, a really great example of that is Nedas Cholovinskas, that we saw him coming through the academy leagues as well as under-18s, playing for Surrey.
And yeah, and you're right, and Matt Goodwin as well,
with
from
the London
Manchester.
Lions,
yeah, with the London Lions. I still never forget his 40-point.
That was outrageous. About 10 threes.
Yeah, about 10 threes.
Junior Final Fours.
No, the Junior Final Fours. That was I thought it was a cup.
So Derby picking up their runners-up medals alongside head coach Jake Chapman and his assistant Seb Williams and Simon Spencer. Doing a great job with the programme. You know, this is a team, well, the organisation were here a couple of years ago, as we mentioned before, but there's a lot more to come. Is that to get to the final, to be the best team at the
absolutely
under-18 level, to get to the finals.
And I think, sorry to cut you off there, I apologise. They, you know, there's so much potential there with that team. You know, there was some really great plays from them today, and I think where they're going to go is only up.
Absolutely. And you know, you have to play on these games, you have to play on these stages as well to be able to take that experience with you.
Yeah, definitely.
So CoLA picking up their winners' medals, back-to-back under-18 champions at the National Cup.
Their head coach, Jay Williams, assisted by Ibrahim Idris and Brian Guru.
And a big thank you to everybody who's been watching live on the Basketball England YouTube channel today. We've had 4 fantastic games, and we're not done yet. We've got 2 more to come tomorrow. Tipping off at 1 o'clock is the Women's National Cup final between the London Cavaliers and the Manchester Mystics. And at 4 o'clock, the Men's National Cup final between the Manchester Magic and the Solent Kestrels. You can grab your tickets on Basketball England if you're in the Worcester area and want to come down. If not, you can catch all the action live on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Me and Hannah will be bringing you the women's game from 1 o'clock, and then John Hobbs and Will Reed on the men's game at 4 o'clock. So as we wait for the MVP to be announced for CoLA.
Now we'd like to invite Derby Trailblazers captain Jerome Howlett to collect the runners-up trophy.
So Derby will collect their runners-up plaque. Jerome Howlett picks up the plaque, and Howlett, again, the orchestrator of those backdoor cuts as well, with Casey Burr setting this teammate up.
It's time for the MVP.
So the MVP to be announced for CoLA.
4 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 28.
It is Toby.
Number 13.
It is Toby Gass, 28 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 64% from the field, 71% from the three-point range, hitting 5 of 7 from behind the arc. A real achievement there for Toby Gass.
Yeah, and what a performance as well. You know, his whole game was a highlight reel today, and I think he was fantastic. And again, his talent is unmatched. You know, he was really able to kind of step up today for his team and really perform on an important stage.
He certainly has. So as Toby Gass, the captain, will go and collect the trophy alongside Jacob Hannick and Dante Patel. A 93-57 win for CoLA over the Trailblazers. And a very well-deserved win for them as CoLA are your 2025-2026 Under-18 Men's National Cup champions. They go back-to-back, and a huge performance from Toby Gass with 28 points, 5 made threes, and a real credit to the CoLA organisation. So we're going to go courtside very shortly with Isha Nair, catch a word with MVP Toby Gass and head coach Jay Williams. You can see the team there celebrating with the trophy. A well-deserved win for CoLA. And back-to-back wins. We saw the under-16 Manchester Mystics girls go back-to-back earlier today. And a really strong all-round performance from CoLA. And a very, very well-deserved win. Something that I'm sure that they'll be taking into the second half of the season. They'll have an eye on junior Final Fours. And the CoLA women's team supporting along. It's an absolutely fantastic program. Jackson Gibbons running the women's program side at the D1 level and has been there for many years alongside Brian Nguru. And Brian Nguru, any coach will tell you, any player will tell you, he is the defensive mastermind of the CoLA organisation. And just embeds that in throughout the age groups and at all the levels that CoLA play at. So as MVP Toby Gass down courtside, we're going to go over to Isha and get Toby's thoughts on his MVP award and today's win. So over to you, Isha. Over to you, Isha and Toby.
Yeah, I'm here now courtside with MVP Toby Gass. Toby, 28 points off 71% from the three-point line. How does it feel to be able to take home that MVP?
It feels great. I've really put in a lot of work into my shooting and adapting my game, and I'm so happy it paid off in the big stage.
Yeah, I mean, your shooting definitely has paid off. I mean, 71% from three-point line. It's a really great performance. How were you able to keep going and keep hitting them shots?
It's really a testament to my team. My team's been just unbelievable this whole season. The encouragement has been off the charts. We're really like a family, and so once one falls, all of them continue to fall because the team is just great and they encourage me so much.
Yeah, it's really great to have that support. But you guys, I mean, you guys will go up by quite a large margin throughout the quite a lot of that game. So how are you able to keep the team going even though you're up by so much?
Well, we've really worked on our discipline throughout the year. There's been a lot of times that we've been up and then they start to make a run in the third and the fourth, and so it's really been important that we stay focused and we try and win every single quarter, not just the whole game, and we try and win every single quarter.
Yes, I mean, you've got the National Cups down now. Are you excited for the Final Fours?
Very excited, yeah. That's one down, but we're not done yet. We got EABL and we got under-18, and we're coming for everything.
Yeah, I mean, really good job with the MVP today. Good job with the win. Hopefully we see you at some level of competitions, but yeah, go and enjoy your win.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks, Isha. Great to hear from Toby Gass there. A well-deserved MVP for Gass, and playing in the EABL this season, he's increased his scoring from 2.3 points per game last season to 17.7 and increased his rebounds from 3 to 8 this season. As you said, he's been, as he said, apologies, he's been working on his game, and it really, really shows out there on court. A really well-deserved win for him. So Isha has CoLA head coach Jay Williams down courtside. Jay Williams, the back-to-back EABL Coach of the Year in the South from 2022 to 2024. A hugely accomplished coach and a real credit to the CoLA program. And we'll head over courtside to get his thoughts on today's game. Over to you, Isha and Jay.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm here now courtside with head coach Jay Williams. So, Jay, it was literally just this time last year when I stood with you in the same position. So, how does it feel to be back-to-back champs?
It feels really good. I'm really proud of the boys. It's been a long journey. You know, we've had a lot of injuries, we've had a lot of things going on, but you know, yeah, they deserve it. They've worked really hard, so I'm really happy for them.
Yes, I mean, Derby, they're not in your league, so a team kind of you've not faced up against yet. So what was the preparation coming into this game?
Yeah, we only had one game to watch that they had played. That was against Reading, and so yeah, it was difficult. So it was like trying to watch some EABL stuff. You know, and all credit to them. You know, Casey Burr, fantastic player. You know, we really had to key in on him specifically. So you know, it made it difficult for us, but in the end, we kind of, you know, stepped up a gear.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in the end, you got to rotate through your whole team. So how important do you think it is for all the players on the court to be able to get time and develop in this sort of situation? Yeah,
we spoke about this at the beginning. Just, you know, it's a privilege for us to be here, and we've worked so hard to get here. I want everybody to have that experience. I want everybody to be on the floor and enjoy it. And obviously, you know, the guys were just, the starting five were amazing, so it really gave us a bit of a boost where we can get guys in. And big shout out to the guys that came off the bench and really, you know, Ruben Cryer hit 3 threes and, you know, in limited time. He was really, really good.
Yeah, so even though you guys were up by quite a bit as well, you were able to keep scoring, keep that momentum going. How were you able to do that? What were you saying to the guys?
Yeah, I didn't say anything to them. We have, you know, a standard that we want to try and play to, and everybody knows what that is. So, you know, we just try and play at that higher level all the time. And the guys who set the tone at the beginning make it easier for the guys that come in off the bench. You know, usually we work so hard. The other teams are maybe a little bit tired, so the other guys just have to just keep going, keep doing what we do.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, you've got the National Cup down to go now. I mean, there's other things. You've got EABL, you've got Junior Final Fours. Are you excited to start on that
Division
now?
1, man. And we just take it one game at a time. One practice at a time, one game at a time. Try and keep doing the same things over and over again at a high level. And yeah, just see what happens. And, you know, whatever happens, we know that we've worked hard and we'll be happy with whatever happens.
Yeah, well, hopefully I'll be speaking to you again at one of those events. But yeah, really good job on the win today, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Can I just say a big thanks to our school as well. Always supportive. You know, all the staff, the PE staff, principals, everybody, and everybody back home watching. So yeah, big thanks to them.
Yeah, no worries. Good job, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Great to hear from head coach Jay Williams there, and thank you, Isha. So that will do it for us today. A big thank you to everybody who's watched live on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Remember to like and subscribe. You can follow all the action from today, and we've got tomorrow's senior finals to come live on the Basketball England YouTube channel. A big thank you to all our sponsors: Wilson, SportServe, Sure Shot, Dynamic, Sport England, and for Basketball England for putting on such a fantastic event and a great display of youth basketball here at the University of Worcester Arena. A big thank you to Ralston and his broadcast team, blessing Layla and Jack. I think Layla and Jack are freezing up at the top of the platform with the cameras, but doing an absolutely brilliant job, and we couldn't put on such a great event without them. And to Isha Nair and Hannah Alty, doing a fantastic job on the commentary table and sorting out interviews. Thanks, guys. I realise you've not got your headphones on and you can't hear me, so they're here. Thank you to these guys, and a big thank you to everybody who's been part of today. It was so much fun. Let's do it all again tomorrow from 1 o'clock here at the University of Worcester Arena. You can follow along live on the Basketball England YouTube channel, and yeah, let's do it all again tomorrow.